So we're doing some more welfare to well-off documentation here. And what I've done today is I've started working on more of the real estate program. The offer for the house in Peoria, I offered $4,000. They countered with 9,800. I offered six. They countered at 9,800, which is a full price offer. So I've sent a letter to a contact of mine who has offered some financing potentially for real estate investment, and I'm going to see where things go from there. And that's what we're doing. I'll probably include a copy of the letter on the real estate program, but I'm not sure. And also what I did is I shot a nice video for Fiverr, as I'm going to be marketing my consulting services out through there and hopefully monetize some of my coaching via that platform. So that's all I have to say. Working on not getting disheartened. There's plenty of other options going on. Everything else in my last business is cleaned up. The houses are packed and done, moved on. No longer have to focus on any of that. So just taking it one step at a time and hoping to make this major transition in my life. Really want to keep with the welfare well-off program, as well as get into real estate as a vehicle for this program and my life. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful, successful, productive day. And it is, I forgot, it is April 2nd, 2000 and, April 2nd, 2018. Have a wonderful one. Bye-bye. So once again, it's the 2nd of April, 2018, using my little GoPro here. And I just shot a video talking about the progress of real estate, but now I want to kind of talk about my mental state and what's going on. So this is just for documentation of welfare and well-off, of where my psychological blockages or hang-ups might be. Everything that's been going on in my life, losing everything, having to essentially shut down the business, could have continued, but didn't want to go for the Medicaid model and decided to pursue this. I don't think it's the wrong decision. I'm thinking about getting my hands on a lot of things, and real estate's going to be one of them. But I know I have to focus on one thing, and that is welfare to well-off. The vehicle now being real estate. And, I'll be documenting the business, what's in my pocket, and how I've been doing the social media aspect and the YouTube and video and advertising, so on and so forth, and as well as the real estate portion of this company. I'm just having a hard time with feelings of self-worth. I mean, I have skills, I have charisma, I can talk well, I can sell an Eskimo ice at a high price and get them twice. However, I feel like, how do I monetize them? How do I get it? And I know real estate's the vehicle I'm going after, but I have no money at this point of my own and no experience. So once again, there's no such thing as a lack of resources, just a lack of resourcefulness. I mean, I have a little experience. I have property here in Washoe County that I bought. I got 5 acres for $300, and the other 5 acres was willed to me. The gentleman who willed it to me just passed away, so now I have 10 acres that essentially I got for $300, and it's valued at about $3,000, but it's a piece of property in the middle of nowhere. I might get 2 for it when I list it, or hold it till a later time. That's yet to be determined. And it was a good experiment. I learned how to do an owner carry. I learned how to do stuff with the county recorder to get the property recorded without having to go through a title agency. And I recently went to Peoria, Illinois and checked out some properties, made an offer on one. Now I'm working on counter offers and trying to get the money together to live out my real estate dream and my goals in that domain, where I really do want to be able to, in the business model, be able to give people an opportunity to own a home who otherwise wouldn't have that opportunity. And part of the program will be them having to get an education in personal development and financial responsibility and success. Myself, I'm almost debt-free. I owe, less than $1,000 on my car now. And I have some student loans I have to pay off. but that's long-term debt. I know is debt, but I'm not truly counting. because it's just something that I have to slowly chip away at, and as long as I keep it good, I'm good. Although, of course, I do want to get away from it. It's only $14,000 of student debt, so that's not too much that's left. So as far as it goes, it's now bringing myself to another point of responsibility. In the last relationship I was in, due to my own weaknesses, and I feel pressure from my partner, I didn't have the ability to save. I mean, I had the ability to save. I made the choice not to save from my income. And the money that I did save with the company that was given to me via severance package is essentially gone. Part of it was paying off some debt, which was the right thing to do. But now I have nothing. I could go back to labor and construction, making, $15, $17 an hour take home, and do that. But I'm also stuck in this process of the move. So I got some things I'm doing for money. I'm making right now about $1,400 a month, which isn't much, but it pays for childcare and the ability to pay the cheap rent that I have. But I am back on food stamps. So in this process, I'm back on a welfare program, which I'm hoping to be on for no more than 6 months, starting from today. But yeah, I don't want to say I'm feeling worthless or impotent. However, I am a little bit lost. Not in so much that where I want to go, I don't know. I know where I want to go, and I've been putting it on paper and planning and revamping and really making myself a map. But with life being so chaotic, I haven't had the time that I wish I had. But now, as I said, everything's done with my houses. Those are closed. The business is fully closed. I'm working on my previous partner's move and helping them out with some things. Trying to be an amicable co-parent and just getting my life started again. The reset button has been pushed. I was at the end of my relationship living on the same street that we started our relationship at. I'm going now to the same gym that I started in the fitness industry in. I'm living now on the exact same street I lived in 24 years ago, or 23 years ago, I guess, because we lived in an apartment for a little bit first, when I came to Reno, Nevada. I'm back to where I was as far as financially. I'm making a little more than the $800 a month take home I was making back in the day, and spending far less time doing it. And I definitely have skills, knowledge, and experience that can never be taken away from me. So now it's just rescheduling my life and not so much getting myself motivated. I'm motivated to do what I want to do, but having that positive mental attitude and the energy behind it and the belief. It's as Les Brown said, the easiest thing he ever did was make $1 million. The hardest thing he ever did was believe he could do it. This business model I'm doing, it's easy, it's fun, and it's exciting. But of course I have the naysayers in the background barking, oh, you've never really done anything. You had a business and it closed. And before that you had a business and it closed. Well, I've made progress. I went from one business not making me much to another business making me a little more to another business making me much more for less time. And I was actually a business in the last run where I was leveraging other people's time, and if I wanted to, I could only work 2 hours a day, and there was a point where I had to only work 2 hours a day because of certain things that were going on in my life. So I'm trying to keep in mind the successes that I've had to give me encouragement and to learn from the failures, because yeah, fear and failure are our best friends, so I'm just trying to think about, where I failed, where I fell short, so I can never do it again, and where I was successful to see what worked for me. And sticking to one thing worked for me. And even though before I started the mental health business, I was sticking to one thing, I was sticking to starting a gym, and things changed. Now with Welfare to Well Off, I'm sticking to Welfare to Well Off, but the vehicle has changed because I am taking some things, not to heart, the things that they're saying essentially that, well, you don't have experience and you're not well off yet. Well, I'm documenting my progress to get there. But where they've said, maybe not talk as much, maybe not do so many speeches, well, I'm still going to do those. But finding another vehicle, other people are telling me, you need to just go get a 9 to 5 job, work for $15, $20 an hour. But for me, it's not about the money. And I can make $15 to $20 an hour doing other things. Just, even if I just go back to doing manual labor on my own, I can still make $15 to $20 an hour, no problem. So it's not about a job, it's not about the income, it's about pursuing my dreams and life on my terms. And that's where I'm going right now. So once again, I'm just having some low feelings. Of course, the mistakes that I've made, especially towards other people and the wrong that I've done, of course it's weighing me down, but I'm making firm resolution never to commit those again. So I'm trying to bring myself up, and every once in a while the fleeting thoughts of suicide, not real ideation or contemplation, but that worthlessness, like, well, I am not even viable on this world. Yeah, they're coming into my head. Something I've struggled with since I was 12. I mean, the fact that, well, you didn't finish your college degree and you have nothing. Well, I don't have a degree, but I do have skills. I'm just having a little bit of blockage on how to monetize them beyond welfare to well-off in the short term, so I can document them to monetize welfare to well-off in my progress financially in the long term. Relationship problems, obviously I've had them, and I'm making resolution not to commit those mistakes either, to have the next relationship I'm in to be fulfilling, committed, full of life, and a real partnership. My physical health isn't where it was, so how did I let that go? It's just a good opportunity for me to revamp my life. So I'm trying to be excited about that. And it's just at this point removing a lot of negative factors and influences from my life so I can replace them with positive factors. So the first thing was the chaos of closing the business. That's done. And now it's going to be rescheduling my life, waking up early in the morning again, working out early again, eating more. I was only eating like 1,500 calories a day. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm down below 160 again. And I've been bouncing back and forth. So just that stick-to-itiveness, that adherence, that motivation to adhere to my to what I know I need to do. I have all the knowledge, and now it's putting it back into practice, but it's clearing my mind and clearing my life from that negative clutter that is self-imposed and externally imposed, which also is self-imposed because sometimes we don't set the boundaries. And once the enemy is in our camp, metaphorically speaking, it takes a lot of energy and effort to push them out so you can, clean up the mess and rebuild. So that's all I have to say right now. This is once again April 2nd, 2018, and this is just a mental documentation, an emotional documentation of where I'm sitting in my head and in my heart right now. We're going to get through this. We're going to make it happen, and we're going to live the life that we deserve and work on deserving the life that we're going to live more and more and more. So, yep, if you're watching this, it means it's in the series, and yeah, bye-bye.